Alright, bro, I'm sitting here, I'm working and I'm watching a Chris First Man video, bro. I'm realizing something. I'm almost acting like my expectations, bro, and my plans, my expectations, my vision, my input, the results I'm getting, my age, my situation in life, none of it aligns with each other. Like, when you combine them together, they don't really align, bro, because I'm almost acting, at the moment, I'm almost acting like if I make, and when I make 10, 20, 30K a month, that's it, life completed. And from then on, I just travel and I make videos and I make more money. Oh yeah, but how the making more money happens? I'll tell you how it happens, bro. It happens by reinvesting everything back into mentors, into the business, into the next business. It's by reinvesting everything back. It's by, keeping your, keeping your expenses low long enough. There was this saying, keep your whatever, low enough for long enough and you'll be rich enough soon enough. Something like that. And that's the reality, brother. I'm acting like almost, I'll make my first bits of money and I'll cash out. Start making 5K a month, bro, and I'm spending it all on plane tickets and on viewers. Fucking all over the world, traveling, whatever. It's not that I can't have this digital nomad lifestyle where I'm traveling. But the generational wealth doesn't come from nowhere, bro. It's not like you make 20K a month and then all of a sudden you just continue to make that forever and, bam, that sort and then the next business. Like, it is not that. It's absolutely achievable. Of course, it's not impossible. But in reality, it's more complicated. Because I'm listening to First Man Chris video, and he's always been this very logical, grounded guy. I like him a lot. There's no sugarcoating with him. And yet he's not, being arrogant or a dick without a reason, just like that, just for his ego. He's harsh, but not in an egotistical way. And I'm realizing, bro, like, he's 30 years old, and where he is now, he's been building towards that for the last 10 years, It's not like you can't start hitting these 100K months in 1-2 years time. But it's very rare. And even then, it's all about reinvesting, bro. Because the reason you're not making the money you want to be making is because you're not that person yet. How do you become that person? What do I have right now? The skill of appointment setting. If I want skills for millions, network for millions, experience for millions, how does that happen, bro? So it's a realization I'm actually having right now. All right, bro, I'm making some money. But if I want that to last, it's all about reinvesting back into yourself. All about reinvesting back into the business. All right, I made this money basically in this network group, whatever. I meet these people there, we start doing business together, we make some money. I reinvest back the money into a mentor, he teaches me this and that and do whatever. And I reinvested back in, and I reinvested back into ads, back into stock, back into, team and outsourcing stuff. That's the reality, brother. It's not happening like this. That's why we meant think in decades, because even these examples that you see of people making it, I think these 100, 200, 300k months in the span of 3 years or whatever, from 0 to 200k a month in 3 years. Even they reinvest back into the business. Like, the only reason they live these lavish lifestyles, although they're still very early in their journey, like 5, 6, 8 years in their entrepreneurial journey, is because they've built huge personal brands. And that's reinvesting back into the business. Their trip with videographers, with crazy, clubs and flying out models and whatever. This is reinvesting back into their business. Because they have huge personal brands. Like, if you look at all these, the lifestyle gurus were like Mauritius, Mauritius, what's his name? The crypto kid, when he's going, whatever, then TJR, bro, like, all these guys, the only reason they do that is because it's still reinvesting back into the business, bro. Even these guys, let alone the majority of successful guys, like 80% of them, it's like 10 years before anything happens, man. That's the reality of it. Yeah. I don't know. Take a look at everyone, bro. Like Chris, 10 years before anything happened. Most guys, it's like 3 years, 4 years locked in a room before anything before anything pops off. And look at Yamagaji, bro. Consistently posting for 4 years before anything pops up. All the examples out there were like Andrew Tate. Took him like 10 years to get rich. Imagine 10 years of trying every day and living with that dream, with that vision in your head. But it's all about reinvesting back to the business, because otherwise it doesn't last, bro. Otherwise you'll make 20k this month, you'll make 20k the other month. What about the third month, bro? It all flops. And you make no money for 2 months, and now you're back to survival mode. That's the reality, bro. Like, I want all of it to happen at the same time. It's almost like, making 20, 30k a month will solve all of my problems. No. It will just create 5, 10, 15, 50 other ones, new ones, That's how life goes. And yes, your dream life is way closer than you think. But be prepared to put everything back into yourself, bro. Be prepared to bet on yourself. Be prepared to play the long-term game. We've all heard stories, all these, family members and like family friends, whatever. They're telling me these stories. So yeah, back in the days when I was 20 years old or whatever, they were pimping, bro. They were, doing some illegal shit. They were doing some deals, whatever. They were making money, bro. Like, they were bad boys. Because I'm here in the Balkans, bro, there's so many guys that were like gangsters in their 20s, pulling off some shady deals, making lots of money from them, etc. Yeah, but 99% of them right now are just average dudes. Average jobs, average homes, average lifestyle, average salary. Because what did they do? They made the money, bro. Bam. Horse, limousines, drugs, parties. They lived their lifestyle then. They didn't reinvest back into it. Imagine if they had the business mindset, bro. Imagine if you make all this money from shady shit. Like, I have a friend of mine, by the way, he's 19 years old. He lived in Spain for majority of his life, actually. And a couple of years ago, he came back to Bulgaria. He was doing some shady shit there in Spain, bro. Like, the usual, basically. I have the feeling that every one of three guys I know, who are from Spain, Italy, or lived in Spain, Italy, are doing some shady shit, bro, and are selling like weed and whatever. And he was doing like these illegal races, bro. He was selling drugs, whatever. Guess what he did, bro? He did that. Saved some money. He was making good money then, bro. He was making fucking great money for his age. 16, 17-year-old, bro. Pulling like 10 racks a month, 10 months a month. He was making good money. Guess what he did, bro? Got some money, got out, came back to Bulgaria, invested it all into a business. He started a physical business. Where he sells burgers, bro. And he struggled to take it off the ground for 2 years. But because he put that money in, bro, because he got the money and he reinvested it back into the business. Not to buy a fucking 50k BMW, bro. Not to get a nice apartment and just fuck the Spanish bitches, and just stay at that level till things eventually stop working. Because whatever business, whatever hustle, whatever you make your money with, it will eventually stop working, bro. Like nothing's forever. Because the market is always constantly changing, bro. The market is constantly evolving, and you're either evolving with it or you're getting left behind. So what did he do instead? What about here, bro? Reinvest all his money, stuck with it, put his head down for 1-2 years. Now he has a business. Now he has 2 locations, bro, like generating good money with them, bro. He still reinvests almost everything back into the business. He just, gets for him whatever. For him, he keeps his salary like, bro, like 2-3k a month. That's what he keeps his salary. Although he can be getting at least 10 every month out of the business. And he reinvests everything else back into the business. Hiring more staff, buying more supplies, buying other locations. Now he's buying a 3rd location. He's thinking about starting a franchise, bro. Ask me where he is in 10 years, bro. It's really about playing the long term and reinvesting back into yourself. Because cool, I'm thinking, bro, right, bro, I'm making 10k a month and I travel, $500 for plane tickets here, then 2k for the month for the villa here, then another 2k for food and going out and whatever here, another 1k for rental cars and whatever, then another 1k in camera equipment and whatever. It's like, yeah, bro, but guess what, when 3 months later you don't make the same money, because market's evolving and you haven't evolved with it. What then? Because then comes the painful moment, bro. Then comes the painful moment where you've tasted the lavish lifestyle. You've tasted success. But because you didn't reinvest back into yourself, back into the business, because you didn't think for the long term, 3 months later, 6 months later, you need to come back home and in your hometown, in the house you grew up in. How would that feel, bro? A month ago, living the made it lifestyle, being with people who are like at 50, 100k a month, being with millionaires, whatever. Now you come back home to your mom's apartment. She's like, Sashu, wake up, it's 11 a.m. Are we gonna have lunch together? I made this soup, Sashu. How would that feel, bro? Telling everybody that you made it, whatever. Everybody, making this new opinion of this new opinion for yourself, for you. For medical rights, so Sashu's rich now, alright. So that's the alright, that's what's happening. Sashu's rich. And people start calling you, oh Sashu, let's do this, let's do that. Wanna invest in my this, wanna invest in my that. and you go on a lunch, bro, and you don't have money to cover the bill. And they expect you to cover the bill because you're the rich one, right? Do you want that to happen to you? Because I don't. But I'm also starting to understand what this means, bro. Till now, last couple of years, I've almost lived like, I'm just delaying everything till I get some money, and then I'll do everything I want to do. Now, bro, I'll start dating, and I'll buy the clothes I want, and I'll, eat in the restaurants I want, and I'll live in the cities I want and travel in the places I want when I make some money. Right now, it's, keep your head down, whatever. Right now, it's work, work, work. When I make some money, I'll do them then. But guess what? If you actually do those things you are delaying for so long when you made some money, instead of reinvest everything back into yourself and the business, it's not gonna last. It's the 3 months, yay, and then back into square one. Because you are acting like a girl. Girls do that shit, bro. You're a man. Hope this makes you think, bro. Hope this makes you reevaluate things the same way it makes me reevaluate things for myself. Because visioning is great, delusion is great, bro. Confidence is great. But this is what betting on yourself means. No one wants to be the guy who's like, make the millions and then lose it all. You know how many people have done that, bro? Can give you countless examples, like Haroon, great guy, like a Pakistani guy who's living in Norway. He does this AI agency thing. I was working with him autumn 2025, bro. So about 6 months ago. You know what his experience, bro, was with online money? Trying to make online money. Finally, he succeeds with a marketing agency, bro. Or with a clipping agency, something like that. I think it was a clipping agency. He makes 20-30K a month. What does he do instantly? Moves out of Norway, moves out of his parents' house, bam, goes to London, bro, starts traveling, nice villas, nice Airbnbs, nice penthouses, restaurants, bro, nice clothes. Guess what happens? Couple months pass by, he's at zero. Business no longer makes money. He distracted himself, As soon as he started making some money, he got his eyes off the business, started distracting himself. Because once you make some money, you think it will be for always. But like, that's exactly what happened to me in March, actually. March was the month I've made most money with appointment setting. And the moment I started making some money with it, I started acting like it will be coming forever. I started acting like this is the baseline and it will be forever. I started acting like I've already made it, bro. As soon as I got a little bit of money, bro. So you know what happened after? First 2 weeks of March, great. Most money I've ever made with setting. PB month. I distracted myself. Started thinking about all those other business models. Started thinking about, bro, I was already planning all the trips. I'm like, going back and forth with guys on Instagram. Yeah, bro. July we're going Greece. August we're going Spain. Because you're like, yeah, it will keep coming to me. It will keep coming to me forever. That's it, I've made it. You've made nothing, brother. You're still in survival mode. You don't have a business, you have nothing, you have a high-paying job. And as soon as you stop paying attention to it, and as soon as you stop being at it every day, on it every single day, you stop making money. And that's exactly what happened. first 2 weeks of March, made some money, got distracted, started going networking, bro, meeting with these guys who are, 5, 6 years into the game, whatever, and we speak in cafes, bro, and in bars, and and I sit like that, smoke shisha, and I'm like, yeah, I'm the big man, I'm the big man. And I stopped working. Or, I still work, but I stopped paying attention. And guess what happened? Second 2 weeks of March, things got slower. April, made like $500 in April, bro. That's it. Haven't recovered since, brother. I'm at zero. Literally, I'm like $500-600 in debt right now, and I have like $1,000 of things I'm paying for the upcoming week. It's Sunday right now. I have nowhere to get the money from, because I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here setting every day. But I got distracted, and fucked me up, fucked me over. Back at square one, bro. Back at survival mode. Like I'm 6 months ago, just because I got distracted. Exactly what happened to Haroon, bro. He got distracted. Business stopped making money. Guess what? After all the restaurants and the highlight stories and fucking penthouses, bam. Back to his parents' house in Norway. At ground fucking zero. Square zero. Take the famous investment guy, Julius Petrulius, bro. Became a millionaire at like 16, bro. At like 17, 18, he became a millionaire. What happened? He lost it all. Why does every guy need to make the same mistake, bro? We all make the same mistake. As soon as we get some money, we get distracted. Instead of keeping your head low, reinvesting back everything into the business till you get the foundations, till you get the systems, till you get the base to lift your head up and enjoy it a bit. I'm not saying not enjoy it, no, quite the opposite. You have to enjoy it all the time, because you're gonna be at this stage for quite a long time, 5-10 years of your life probably. If you're lucky, 5-10 years of your life will be in this stage, in this building stage. You can't just not enjoy anything, no, but majority needs to go back into the business, back into yourself, investing into yourself, because it's same story again and again and again and again, so many times, bro. So many times we all make the same mistake. And I'm sure I'll make it again. But wise men learn from mistakes of others, And that's really it. Hope I made you think about it the same way I did, bro. Have a good one.